Hi, welcome to the Roadhouse. My name is Amy Hoff, and this is a vlog about drifting. So, I'm wanting to talk about why I chose the name Roadhouse for this, as well as the reason I decided to do it. I've been away from the States for a really long time, and while I was gone, I started hearing more and more things about the nostalgia for an America I thought was still going on. It turns out, however, that a lot of things have changed, and there are aspects of the road that are different now. In the past, a lot of the gathering places, like roadhouses and truck stops and diners, are kind of being phased out, just like the older kinds of coffee shops, the mom and pop places. And these were very important meeting spots for a lot of people, for the people who traveled the way that I did, for truckers and just anyone going back and forth across the country. However, I had no idea that things weren't quite the same anymore, and there's a push towards kind of fancier foods and more corporate coffee shops and things like that. And I don't see the same kind of interaction that I once did when I lived here in the past. So basically, I wanted to do this because a lot of people told me that the kind of lifestyle that I had led is something that is kind of going by the wayside now. So I'm doing this partially because I wanted to have a record, a history of at least one kind of American life. So I wanted to kind of go back into my past and talk about the various places that I used to frequent and the importance of that in sort of the American psyche as well as culturally speaking. And I'd like to see, some of this stuff remain or return because the problem with these places, these roadhouses and diners kind of disappearing is that there are people who are in a certain part of society or class where they can't afford to live in any other way. And this kind of made life a lot easier. The motels that I spent years and years in, they used to be very inexpensive. They're a holdover from, when we were crossing the country and on horseback and had to stay in places overnight. So we do a lot of long haul traveling in the States, and I don't think that there's a place anymore for a lot of the people who do this kind of traveling because you need to be able to afford to. And in the past that was possible. I'm not so sure about that anymore. But a lot of the interesting experiences and the people that you would meet would be in these, wayside diners and roadhouses and bars, and that's where you would encounter basically people from all walks of life. And I think that that's a really important aspect of traveling because that is how you learn about other people and other cultures, and that everyone's life matters. So I'd not only like to see a continuation of that, but I wanted to tell stories about those places in those times because there may not be a lot of them left anymore pretty soon. So that's why this is called Roadhouse, and that is why I'm doing what I'm doing.